Hi, I'm Grace from Disgraced Weekly. I'm here with Elijah Rosario. Thank you for, coming out here, driving out here from Charlotte this morning.
Yeah, just got back this morning actually. Yeah, pretty dope show last night. It was a great time in Charlotte. We had a good time. It was a little competition. It was a little competition going on. We had Kaylani was in town, so that was interesting to float it off as an underground act. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, last night I was in the car and I I think it was Choco go live, and I clicked on the live and you're performing, and I got to see you perform 5 or 6 songs.
Word.
Yeah, and I had speakers up in the car, and you were really good. Every song was giving me goosebumps.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I didn't realize that. It's funny because my guy Rob at Oak City Studio, he came out last night, and he was like, "Yeah, man, your wife commented that you did a great job." And I was like, "What do you mean, wife commented?" He's like, "Oh, I went live. I laughed the whole thing." I was like, "What?" That's
yeah,
crazy.
I think I clicked on his live too after.
It's insane. And my wife was like, "Make sure somebody live streams," and I was like, "I don't know if anybody's gonna do that. We're kind of busy today," but it was cool that she got a chance to see that, and you as well.
Yeah,
really dope.
That's awesome. Did you you're performing unreleased songs, right? Some of them.
I did. I performed a couple of unreleased records.
Do you have an upcoming album coming out or anything planned?
Yeah, so we're currently in the midst of working on my second album, which we don't plan to drop next year. In the meantime, we have a couple of singles that we're rolling out for the album. We're also gonna give a little EP. I've curated a little EP together for people to just have some music, have a compilation of music, because I like to be consistent. I know that's a part of this game. I don't drop a single every 2 weeks or every 2 months or something, but I'm trying to stay consistent with it. But we got a project in the works for sure.
Okay, cool. You've been doing a lot recently. I've been seeing you in different cities and just on the go. What have you all done in the past few months?
Ooh, man. Well, this year I started my own tour as an independent artist, someone who's underground. We've been able to hit Albuquerque, New Mexico. We've done Washington, D.C. We've done a date in Durham. We've done Raleigh. We actually just left New York City, and we just left Charlotte last night. And we have Seattle coming up. We're actually going to Queens next week, and we have Toronto. We're in the tour in Toronto. Yeah. So been busy, just putting having the tour put together within the last we had the tour finalized in 8 months ago. And it was very stressful. I didn't realize how stressful it was booking your own tour and trying to get venues to get you, and you're trying to find other artists to fit on the bill with you. It's really tough, but it showed me a lot about organization, a lot about the administrative side as an artist. I just got nominated for a Carolina Music Award, which is actually tonight, and I'll be there hopefully winning the Best Male R&B Act Award. So it's been a lot going on.
Yeah, that's amazing, actually. Where's your favorite place you performed so far?
Man, I think the best show we've had so far, I would have to say it was Durham before we went to DC. But best place we've been, man, that's tough. Well, I would say Albuquerque. Never been to New Mexico.
Me neither.
The dry heat was different. It was my first time out there and out in the West per se. So it was really cool, but the people there were very receptive of underground music. They actually really appreciate it there. They don't really get much R&B and much pop, and so it was just it was very eye-opening to hear people say that they're very hip-hop centric. So for people to say man, you were a breath of fresh air, we don't get that often, we hope you come back, definitely come back to Albuquerque, and just that love there, it was really cool. People very close knit there too, so it was dope to be welcomed in.
That's cool. I really wouldn't expect that from New Mexico.
No, I was not out there.
I didn't even know they had much music out there or what's out there.
A lot of hip hop acts. Funny enough, speaking of run-ins with major artists, Ja Rule and Ashanti had a show that night.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's yeah. I don't know what it is. My luck with running into dates where major artists are performing. Doggone it, but that's the trial and error of being underground. Like I said, booking, trying to figure out schedules. I'm understanding certain whenever Live Nation is helping someone with a tour, other people they're never putting the same big acts in one city the same night for certain reasons, especially if the market size can't handle it. So it's all trial and error, but we've been pretty successful with our underground shows, so I'm pretty happy with that too.
Is that something you want to, keep doing like hands-on, like, the booking, or do you want somebody eventually to do that for you?
I want somebody to take over it eventually. Cause it is, like I said, it takes a lot of time. It's a great learning experience. So like I can understand like percentages, door cuts, and it just really helps you to be sharp on the business side of things. Cause, I think if I wasn't handling my own bookings, some cases like people could probably like stip me for money and short me at the door and like tell me like, oh yeah, we did this amount of tickets, but like there's a way more people in the room than what we talking about tickets sold. So it's like, what's going on there? So it's helped me to be sharp, but eventually I want someone to take this over. Like, yes, please take it over.
Yeah, it's a good skill to have, but
definitely,
not necessarily something you have to do like the rest of the.
No, I don't want to do the rest of my career. I don't at all. It's stressful, man. I can only imagine as things get bigger, like how crazier it can end up getting.
So you mentioned, I think I saw on the live, you mentioned you've been married for 3 years now?
Yeah, my wife and I just celebrated 3 years of marriage, July 13th.
It's amazing. Congrats to
Thank
you guys.
You so much.
You hear in the news a lot about breakups and all of that in the media. So do you have any, advice to couples or newlyweds? And
transparency, honestly. Just being transparent with your partner. Letting them know what your requirements are. Like my wife and I, we have that conversation often. She's very clear about what she expects from me as a partner, not just as a husband or not just as the man in the relationship, like just being a partner and being equals in the marriage, and then also having a kid with that. Communication is so key, and so just communicate, be honest, don't be afraid to have the difficult conversations. They're needed. It's literally like having a friendship. You just share a bed with that person for the rest of your life, and so yeah, that's what's really helped us, and it's not the easiest thing. Like marriage isn't easy, no relationship is easy. Like my wife and I have been together for 5 years, but we've been married for 3, and we've learned so much about one another, especially living together is different. So it's like, just being honest and holding everybody accountable in the relationship. That's really what it's about.
Yeah, definitely communication is important, which I'm not that good at. I'm working on that.
It's okay. I used to run away from like the difficult conversations. Like, I never was one to want to have them until like I met my wife, and I realized like it's okay, it's needed. This is how healthy relationships develop. You have to go through the growing pains. So over time, I really learned to embrace it and start expressing how I truly feel and not hold the emotions in, because I am one of those people who will hoard their emotions and be like, I ain't gonna say nothing, I'm gonna just let it ride out and just let it coast. But had to learn to not do that. It helps a lot, and it saves a lot of things too.
Mm-hmm. What is one thing that you admire about her?
Oh man, it's a lot.
It can be more than one if you want.
Well, my wife is a very interesting human being, because she's one of those type of people where she may not have to always agree with something, but she's willing to understand it. And so that's one thing I noticed about her at first when we were just starting off on the friendship level. Like, she didn't agree with how my lifestyle was, how I used to live, but she was like, you know what? I can't change that. It's you, but I'm going to pray for you and hope you get better. But she never tried to force anything on me. And that's the type of person she's like very inviting. She wants to understand, even though she may not always agree. And then most importantly, man, she's like one of the most down to earth people to be around. Like I never bonded with someone the way I do with like I do with her. Like she and I, we literally just sit on the couch and just having snacks and watching some Netflix. Like that's our thing. And we'll like just sometimes just forget the TV and just start talking for like an hour or two. And that right there is just when I can be like that with someone, be vulnerable. She brings that out of me. So she's a unique person. She's really unique.
Do you believe in the one?
I do. I used to not. I used to not believe in that, but I definitely do. And I believe that it just takes some time to really find that person. And it could also be a case of like that person may not be the one, and even though they're the best person for you, they still might not be the best person to be in a relationship with. However, things develop over time. So me being open and being receptive to how she is as a person allowed me to really be like, wow, like, dude, she ain't just good for you, like she's for you. So like you need to do something about that. Like, but you got to open yourself up to that, like with somebody to even to identify that. But that love at first sight stuff is kind of hard to tell because like we see social medias, perception's reality, and then you find out, you ain't what I thought you were. And then it's like, you're turned off. So just get to know the person, open yourself to get to really know them.
Oh yeah, I love that for you guys. Because,
Thank you.
You really don't see like people actually working out.
It's a tough time. It's a tough time out there today. Her and I talk about that often. It's scary. And again, I always try to tell her, like, I can't focus on what the rest of the world's going through as far as like relationships falling out and everything. You know, the best thing we can do is focus on us and our little trio of family right now, and just work and develop that. Because if we focus on everything else, then you end up inviting that to kind of come in, and now it just brings the divide. And so I'm very careful about how often I pay attention to that and when it comes to my marriage. So just try to stay away from it. You know?
Yeah.
Focus on you. Focus on you and the person.
Yeah. Do you have any life advice? Just any for?
Ooh. In what regard? Like artist wise, like just being a person.
Just being a person.
Yeah. Honestly, man, the best thing I could really tell somebody is going back to that honesty thing. Like being honest and being truthful and just being transparent has helped me a lot. It's helped me grow. It's helped me not just get what I want, but it's helped me understand what my downfalls are too. Because once you open that up, it allows somebody who's probably been dying to tell you something to help you out. They just don't know how you'll take it. But once you open up that conversation, it allows that help to come in. It allows you to see yourself for what you truly are in someone else's eyes, so you can start developing yourself to be better. Being transparent and also just being pure. Like everything doesn't always have to be transactional. I used to think like that. They used to tell us when I went to Full Sail, network. And I used to always think, well, that's so transactional. But I finally learned, like, nah, just meet people that like you, you like them, and just go from there. It doesn't always have to be like you want something. So just being pure and just being transparent, like that's what I could tell people to do.
So how long have you been making music?
I've been recording music for 12 years. I've been active doing music now for 18 months. It just took me a while to get confident with the sound I wanted. I tried many different genres. Like I tried rapping at one point. It's trash, but it's on SoundCloud, but it's trash. The vocals, the way I used to utilize my vocals weren't the best. I wasn't the most confident in my voice. I was just very scared, and I never really gave 100%. And then just like last year, I just decided like I want to really be an artist. Like I don't want to just be in a shell. I used to lie to people and say, I just want to be a songwriter. And it's like, nah, dude, you don't really just want to be a songwriter. Like go actually chase your dream, like what you really want to do. So now in doing that, I'm seeing like what really comes with it. And it's a lot. It's a lot today, especially what's required of artists today. It's a lot, like social media, branding, content, shows, everything. Like you literally have to try to fit it all into one. And when thankfully I don't manage it by myself. I have a manager, but even my manager told me like, dude, I can't live your dreams for you. And so that means I still have to be active on everything and hands on. But yeah, I've been doing this now for 12 years, just making music wise. And I'm happy now that it's going the way I want it to, and the sound that I'm getting, like, and the way I'm projecting myself now in music is going the way I want it to. But definitely more room to grow.
You have like a really like good voice. Did you ever do any kind of singing lessons, or is that all like just yourself?
Nah, I never took any formal singing lessons. My dad was a singer back in the day. He used to, I don't know if you know this group, probably don't. They're like in the 70s. He used to sing for the Platters back in the 70s and 80s. Dad was a cruise ship performer. He went overseas and everything. And so he has a background in music. So I come from a musical background, and I grew up in church a lot singing, but nobody ever really sat me down and like gave me singing lessons. I really had to find where my voice would be best. You know, I have a very raspy and sultry tone, so it's tough to fit that with everything. And like I said, I had to go through the kinks of different genres to really like understand where my voice goes with the best production, or how to use it live, what to do, what not to do. And now yeah, I'm just really confident now, and that's really another thing it comes down to, is just confidence, like knowing what you can do and being comfortable with what your voice can do and staying in that lane. So that's what I had to work my way up to for like 12 years. That part vocally. 12 years to get it like this.
Wow. But you've only been, being serious about it like 18 months, you said?
Yeah.
Damn. And yeah, you're already doing your own like little tour, and you're doing really well.
Thank you very much. It's like I said, it's all about building the community. And for me, it's like, I don't have a viral hit. I'm not like the biggest act out there right now. I'm not the biggest emerging act right now. So I have to like not only just do it on social media, not just put the content on a reel or a TikTok or tweet about stuff all the time. It's like, I have to go touch the people, let the people know, hey, I'm here. I do exist. And so that's what this tour was all about. Like, letting people know I exist, guys. I'm here, and I want you to know me. I want you to come into my world. I'm here to be a part of yours. So yeah, definitely come be a part of mine. And it's, like I said, it's been working out pretty solid. We've done pretty decent. So I'm really happy about that. And people have been inviting and want us to come back next year. So next year we're looking to do it a little bit bigger.
Okay.
And that's going to be exciting. But yeah, it's just about just building that community. And that's really the most important thing for me out of the whole thing with music.
Who are your favorite people to collab with at the moment?
Man, I've actually been privileged to collab with some dope Raleigh acts. Last year I got a chance to work with Jahil. We did a couple of songs together last year. He actually was on Need Me Remix. And so Jahil and I have been meaning to collab again, which I love working with Jahil. He's a great person to be in the studio with. The guy is like a creative genius. Like, he can go crazy anytime he wants to. Sammy D, I worked with her recently. She's actually going to be featured on my next album. Mariah Henson. She's an up and coming artist out here in Raleigh.
I think I saw you guys performing last night. Yeah. You guys were really good.
Thank you. She's got a powerful voice, and I'm featured on her single that's coming out. I'm on the remix. I worked with an artist out in Atlanta, and she's also a great songwriter. Her name's Sarah J. She's a part of this collective called All Yours. Her and her boyfriend Xavier. He actually produced my song Can't Lose You. So like I've been privileged to like work with some more underground acts, and I'm just trying to build that even more. Choco, I worked with Choco. That guy's gonna be somebody someday. Really talented. But I've just been working with more artists, and Beats by Mark. He's been producing a lot of my stuff, and same with Exotic. Like, he's been producing a lot of my stuff too recently. So it's all coming together.
Yeah, there's a lot of people just out in this area making like really good music.
Yes.
A lot of people are going to come up together, I think.
Raleigh and Durham have such a unique position in the underground music space, because like the talent's there, the community and the potential of that community like growing on a massive scale is there. So it's just like seeing it build and build and build. In the next 3 to 5 years, I see like Raleigh probably being the next LA. Like, I could see that.
Yeah, there's a lot of musical talent. It kind of reminds me of, how like South Florida was like a couple of years ago with like X, Ski Mask, and all of them.
That was a good time for Florida, though.
Yeah,
that was a good run for Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was a big fan of all of them, especially being from Florida.
yes, and for a while, like, Florida hip hop wasn't getting the look that it ended up getting at that time when Denzel Curry was coming up, like, and X, like you said, were coming out. I mean, and then Kodak, but Kodak was like, I think Kodak like set the trend for Florida artists to get more looks on the mainstream level. It wasn't just underground anymore. And people started taking it. It's just like, oh shoot, this guy's from where? Like, Duval County? What? Nah, you got to get him. Like, what? Let's get him out here. Like, this, and so, it's really dope to watch that area. I was actually in Orlando when I was living in Orlando when Denzel Curry and X was coming up, and so to see Floridians like on the space like go crazy like that, I was like, damn, Florida about to be crazy. Like, Florida's about to go up. I was like, Florida's about to go up in the music scene.
But yeah, that's how I feel NC is gonna be soon. Like,
Yes.
there's definitely gonna be people like blowing up, and then
It's that
more
bubble.
and more.
It's bubbling. Like
Yeah.
it's bubble. It's just waiting to just pop. Like that's it. And that's why I say like the next 3 to 5 years, I see this space being like the next LA. It's got
Yeah.
every genre and talent in every genre. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because if you're not from NC, it's just associated with like Dreamville, which
That's
yeah, that's
true.
not even like I don't even think like Dreamville compares like at the moment because there are a lot of like outsourced artists like they're
Yeah.
like Atlanta and stuff at the moment, but yeah, they don't even it doesn't compare to like what's coming.
No, not at all. And that's what I'm waiting on people to see. It's like wow, it's like whenever we've gone somewhere and we tell people we're from out of North Carolina, they're like, North Carolina doesn't make that type of music. Like you guys like have the baby and like J. Cole. I was like, no, North Carolina has a lot to offer, especially Raleigh and Durham. Like you just need to just peep there and just go see it for yourself. Like come out to see it, So I think people are going to start paying more attention over time.
Where are you from originally?
Originally from Augusta, Georgia. Small little country town, really all over Georgia's country. It's like Atlanta's like the city, but it's still like the country. But yeah, good old Augusta, Georgia is where I'm from.
Okay, did you grow up there?
For the most part, yeah. And then I ended up moving to a little military town called Camden County. Stayed there until I was like 18. Graduated high school there and everything. And then I left and moved to Greensboro. And was in Greensboro going to school out there for like a couple of years. And then I got into Full Sail. Finished up, got my bachelor's there in communications, and I lived in Houston and was there for a year and a half. Met my wife on Instagram, and I said, all right, well, I want to marry this woman, and I just moved to Charlotte while she was finishing up at Elon, and we had our baby, and we ended up here, and we've been here now for 2 years.
Okay, do you like living here now?
I do. It's really cool. Like for the family side, like I really appreciate it because like my wife's family's close by. And at the same time, like Raleigh and Durham feel more homey. Charlotte does too, but like it was just like we actually had family. We actually have family here. Like when you don't have family anywhere, like it's tough for it to really feel like a home. But then also creatively, I've been inspired more living out here, and so like making music and being around other creative individuals who just think differently has really freed me as a creative. So this is a really cool space, a special place for me.
I was gonna say, what kind of music were you listening to growing up?
Ooh, I grew up listening to a lot of Marvin Gaye, a lot of Teddy Pendergrass, a lot of like the Funkadelics. Like I grew up listening to a lot of like 80s and 70s, like and 60s R&B and funk. Like I didn't really listen to my first hip hop song until like 2006. And like I didn't run into Usher until Confessions 2. Yeah, I didn't really start listening like up to date R&B until I got in like middle school, and I was like, dude, what is this? This is a different world. I was like, Dad, you gotta hear this. He's like, cut that off. That ain't real music. Like cut that off. And so, but I stay listening to it, and my favorite, funny enough, my favorite album ever to this day, and I would sing it from start to finish, was the Jamie Foxx Unpredictable album, the one he won a Grammy for. I used to just play that album all the time in my little CD player and just jam out. Like I'm exposing that I'm like almost 30, but yeah, I used to play that album all the time, and then that's what made me fall in love with songwriting. Hearing that and hearing Tank, and then T-Pain came out, I was like, dang, this is really cool. Like, so it just opened my ears up to different worlds. And but I listen to a little bit of everything now. Like I listen to gospel, I listen to pop, I listen to R&B, hip hop. Like I listen to a lot now.
Who are your favorite artists at the moment?
Ooh, well, favorite all time, like current but don't make music no more right now, is Rihanna. Like Rihanna's like top for me. St. John is one of my favorite artists. Huge Miguel fan. I'm a huge what's my guy name, man? Dang, he's like not the biggest art. Well, no, he's big. Brent. I like Brent Faiyaz a lot. Like Brent's fire. His songwriting's crazy. Those are like my top like listening. Oh, and Don Toliver. I listen to Don Toliver like crazy. Like he's one of my and 070 Shake. Love her. I would say those are like in my top like listening categories right now. while listening to.
What's your songwriting process like?
It's it used to be a lot of me just like taking beats and just coming home and just writing to the beats. I used to do it like every night. Now it's changed. Like we cook up on the spot, we make the beats, we actually make the concepts of the record, we write them together. So I've been writing a lot with Beats by Mark and Exotic lately. I still write on my own time, but it's been more collaborative. Like this next project, the next album is going to be very collaborative. Like I've written with That Shit Sounds Like Rob. I've worked with Jag on a couple of records. Like it's really been cool to see that side of songwriting. I didn't know that world. I didn't know the collaborative type of that collaborative world. So now I'm open to both, and I'm learning how to just be good at both, like inserting their opinions with mine, and then just also being able to go home and just write from my own perspective. And so that's how it's been now as of late.
Okay, that's cool that you are able to do both of that.
It's fun. It's so fun because, like I said, like everybody has their own opinion, and they'll be like, yeah, bro, like let's talk about this, and then I'll be like, let's give it a try. Like we'll take something toxic and turn it into like a silver lining type of situation. And I think that's so cool because like their intentions are not intentions, but they want to talk about this. I'm like, I'm not a toxic guy, but we can merge that together and just have a good message at the end of the day. So that's what's really been cool about the collaborative situations.
What do you like to do outside of music?
Ooh, I like to cook. I love to eat. I love sports. Love basketball. I grew up playing ball. Back in high school, played AAU and all that. Didn't go to college and play. Wasn't tall enough. Really wasn't the quickest guy. I was more of a defender and shooter. I actually like to read a lot as well. But like in podcasts, oh my gosh, I love a good podcast. Like I'll sit outside all day and like listen to a 2.5 hour podcast and just chill, have a glass of wine and just relax, or just drink a OE every now and then when I'm feeling like I'm just being like rustic or something, just being crazy. But yeah, I love podcasts a lot too.
What kind of podcasts have you been listening to?
I listen to the Academics podcast. I listen to the Joe Budden podcast. I've been trying to open up to more. Like I listen to a lot of foolishness more than anything. I listen to a lot of foolishness just to get away from the world. Nothing too like educational, but I guess the Joe Budden podcast is kind of informational and educational as well, because I learned a lot about the music business on my downtime. I listen to the Nappy Boy Radio podcast. C-Pain has a great podcast. I didn't realize he was that great at being a personality. So it's really cool to see him like interact with other celebrities who have accomplished a lot, but they're in different fields of the entertainment world, or they do like legal stuff or whatever. Like it's pretty cool to see that. And I've just been trying to get into more podcasts. So if you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear some. Or if anybody in the audience has some, I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, see, I don't watch podcasts or listen to podcasts that often. So
What?
Yeah, those are my recommendations now. I like watching like YouTube a lot, like, like the interviews, which some of them are like turned into podcasts, but I just never think about like doing that. Like I'm either listening to music or watching like some dumb reality show.
What's your favorite reality show right now?
See, I've been like stuck on like the Real Housewives right now.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
wild.
I know, it's like I listen to like a lot of music, and then I watch stupid stuff like that, and then I watch like anime.
Oh man, that sounds like really cool because it helps you escape. Like, dude, there's so much real stuff happening right now, and not to like get away from it, like not to like push it and shove it aside, but dude, we could use a break every now and then. So like foolishness is needed. Like I know a lot of people like, we don't need that no more. No, we do. We need it. It helps me be sane.
Yeah, I like watching other people's drama too. Like I'm not in drama or like very dramatic person, so I like to watch it from afar.
I totally feel that. Me and my wife, we like to sip the tea too. We like to sip the tea.
Yeah, I like hearing about other people's like stuff going on in their life.
Another thing I like to do, I just like to scroll on Twitter and just look at people's tweets and just laugh. Like, oh my gosh, Twitter, ever since I got back on, I've been back on for like 6 months, and I go for a ride. I just be like, man, this is so funny. My wife's like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, watch this. Like, you got to see this tweet. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Twitter. I've been watching like TikToks recently too. I like it.
It's some good stuff on there.
Yeah, I have my regular like TikTok that's very like curated to like stuff I like, and then there's the one for this like music page, and I don't scroll through it a lot, and there's some weird stuff on there like that pop up. I'm like, why is this being pushed out to me?
What is my algorithm right now?
Yeah, like I guess.
It's some wild stuff that can pop up in the algorithm, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like, dang, like, what am I looking at that makes them trigger that to me? Like, I don't look at that. Like, why are you showing me this?
Like, why me?
Why me?
So would you rather own a pet bird or a pet snake?
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going with the bird.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going with the bird. I'm not a snake guy at all.
See, like, birds kind of freak me out. I don't know. Like, there's the talking ones and the ones that just, like, scream.
I think I'd get the talking one.
Really?
Yeah, I just want to just, like, hear what it would say back to me. I just want to hear that.
It'd probably get annoying after a while.
In the middle of the night, like 3 a.m, like, somebody's at the door. Somebody's at the door. I'd be like, oh, shut up and go to bed.
Yeah. See, I like snakes, but, like, I don't know if I'd want to... I don't want to, like, hold or, like, move it around or take care of it, but, like, I'd look at it, you know,
You just want it in a glass?
Yeah, have somebody else take care of it.
My oldest brother, like, he keeps pet snakes.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, dude is like Crocodile Dundee. Like, he likes to talk to animals and whatnot. I'm like, nah, keep it away from me, buddy.
Yeah, I've seen somebody get bit by a snake before.
Oh, shoot.
Well, it was kind of their fault because they, like, went to feed it, like, a rat, and they put the rat in there, and the rat froze, and the snake didn't see it, so then they put their hand to move it, and they started... It was, yeah, it freaked me out a little
wild.
bit.
Nah, that's crazy. I'd have freaked out. I probably would have fainted. I can't do the snakes, man. I just people bring them around, like, you know how people just bring them around, just like, you want to pet it? I'm like, I don't know what it's gonna do to me, dude. Like, I'm cool. Like,
I was watching a video on TikTok, I think, yesterday. This dog came up with the snake, like, all around its mouth, and it was just running around with the snake.
oh shoot.
They were able to get it off, but, like, the snake started, like, constricting around him, but the dog seemed fine.
Oh my gosh.
He was just chilling.
He was just chilling? I would have freaked out.
What is something that people wouldn't expect from you?
Man. You know, honestly, I don't think people really would expect me to, like, be as goofy or as childish as I am until they, like, sit down with me. Like, a lot of people, when they meet me, they be like, man, I thought you were, like, so serious. Like, I'm just like, dude, I am a man child. Like, I don't like to take nothing serious. Like, business is business, but, like, personally, we just kicking it. Dude, I ain't taking nothing serious. Nothing's taken to heart. Like, and people I'm just like, dang, do I really wear such a serious cape all the time? Like, but that's what I think people don't expect nowadays. Like, this guy's not that serious as he feels to be.
So you have a song called Can't Get Enough. What is one thing right now in life that you can't get enough of?
Well, if I say all that, she gonna be like, we having another one? We having another one? No, something right now. Other than that, something I can't get enough of, honestly, is the traveling. Like, I'm really loving the fact that, like, we're going to these different cities. Like, it ain't even about performing. Like, I don't really get the luxury. Like, it's hard to just be able to, like, go out there and just always travel all the time, like, because everything's always going on and constant. So going on the road and being able to perform and do it is just a plus. But hanging out, like, in New York and seeing New Mexico for the first time and, like, being able to go to Seattle, I've never been out there. So it's like, oh man, I get to go to some cool places and, like, learn about some cool cultures in these cities. Like, the United States, like, it's, like, got a lot of culture. And it's like you just need to go to these different places and just see it. And so I've just been learning that a lot. Like the culture in Raleigh is definitely different than the culture in like Charlotte, or the culture in Charlotte's way different from the culture in New York, and like vice versa. So it's just been cool to just experience that. So I can't really get enough of that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of traveling and just being able to like see different places, you know, different people, like, you know, the way other people live, or just, you know, day-to-day life. Yeah.
That part, the day-to-day, that's like, you know, and also like knowing like what is the staple, because that's how like I love food. So I love to know like what's the staple in this city or this state. Like what do I need to try? Like in New Mexico, like green chili is the staple. So you have to try green chili if you're in New Mexico. Like put it on something, try it for itself. Like, but it's so good. It's got a little heat to it, but it's great. I freaking loved it. I was like, this is crazy. Like, glad I had this. Great recommendation.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of food. I'm actually a vegetarian, but I was talking to somebody else the other day about this, that like I'm not picky at all. I just don't eat meat. Yeah, so like I like trying all kinds of different foods and different, you know, cultures' foods, and it's a lot better than like American hot dogs.
I'm not a hot dog guy at all, so I'm gonna agree with that because I'm biased. I'm not a hot dog guy.
Yeah, you know where I went? I've been going recently. I just moved out of my apartment. I've been staying with my friend right now. I'm about to actually start traveling around for a few months.
Oh, dope.
So she lives right near Sheetz, and I don't think we have a Sheetz in Florida. So I've been going to Sheetz like daily, and I love that place.
Oh my God! Because in Florida, like Wawa's the thing, right? Like
I think we started getting those. We have a lot of 7-Elevens.
7-Eleven is a big deal in Florida, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, people love them. Dude, there's like a 7-Eleven like up 0.3 miles on every street. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, like I don't even think it's that good. Like they have the like Slurpees, but they're not that good. But I
used to kill some 7-Eleven like on a late night, like a late drunk night in Florida. I used to kill some 7-Eleven wings, them cheap ass wings.
I didn't even know they had those.
Yeah, very cheap, but I used to go crazy on them like college nights. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Do you have an all-time favorite movie or TV show?
Oh man, that is tough. Not at the moment right now. Not at the moment. No. It's hard for me to find it's hard for me to like claim something all time. I like a little bit of too much right now. It's a lot of entertaining television out there right now and movies. So not right now. What about you?
I'd say my favorite TV show is BoJack Horseman.
I need to check that out.
It's so good. It's just so real. Like it's, you know, they're weird animal characters, but it's like realer than ever, like any other show I've ever seen.
Is it like animated or?
Yeah, it's animated. But yeah, it's about like they're in Hollywood, and you know, they're one of the main characters. He's like, I'd say he's probably like, what's the word? Like he drinks a lot, you know, addicted to certain things, you know, and then he keeps fucking up. But then you like, you know, you feel bad for him, or like you're like, oh, you know, maybe he's changing, and then he fucks up again, and then like there's all these other characters too in there, like, you know, like one that has like, you know, depression, and just like they're all like very like real, you know, characters, and yeah, I don't know, it's a really real show. They tackle a lot of, you know, different things, a lot of stuff going on like in the media, you know, yeah.
And it's called BoJack Horseman?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Where's it at? On Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's done. I think there's about like 6 seasons.
Oh shoot.
But yeah, it's completely done with.
I'm gonna have to take a gummy and just watch that then. Take me a gummy and watch that. Chill out. I would say, I probably would say like, I would say a TV show. There's 2 TV shows I'm anticipating. One, I'm anticipating season 6 of Snowfall. Waiting on season 6 of that because that's a great show. And then I'm waiting on the season premiere of The Weeknd's new show. He's got a show that he's actually starring in and he's actually co-written on. So It's going to be sick. I saw a preview. I saw a trailer for it on his YouTube channel. And I was like, oh, this is about to be crazy. It's basically your typical, you know, Hollywood artist, LA. Lots of drugs, lots of sex, lots of dialogue, you know, a little dark. But I think it's going to be good. So I'm excited to see that.
Okay. Yeah, I was watching like the new season of Atlanta recently, and that was
Is that
really
out?
good. It was like a couple months ago.
Oh, season 3.
I think. I think. Yeah, it was season 3.
Season 3 was fire.
Yeah, that was so good.
I really rocked with season 3. I was like, oh shit, they done came up. I was like,
they're funny too. If you look at like the descriptions of the episodes, it's literally like, it's probably just like Donald Glover writing, but it just says like, I don't know what this is about, or like it's something like really funny.
To the descriptions.
They're so funny.
That's crazy. I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna do that for season 4 because that's about to drop. It's like coming out in like what, September?
I don't know, but I'm excited.
Yeah, season 4 I think is coming out in September or later this month. It's one of the two.
Okay.
Yeah, season 4 is coming soon.
Yeah, because I watched season 1 and then I didn't watch season 2, and then when season 3 came out, I watched it, and then I went back and watched season 2, and I'm a big fan of the show.
They've been consistent, like, and that's hard to find, like consistency in like making television shows like that. That's tough, and that's why like that's why Snowfall to me is like really dope because like not one season has sucked. It's like something new or this character, like the main character is gotten caught up in a frenzy. Now he's beefing with his aunt and they're having like a drug war and he's going to a drug war with the CIA agent that's corrupt. Like, I'm like, dang, when does it end? Like, it's just crazy. So it's dope to find good TV shows like that. Yeah.
Snowfall, I watched I think I watched the first season when it first came out, and I still need to like catch it up and watch the rest of it. It's just like the episodes are so long.
They are. I mean, our episodes are tough, but I don't know. I be binge watching, so I'll just dedicate a day to just like watch a whole season. But it's tough. I need
to do that soon.
It's just binge watch, chill, cut off my phone. Don't let nobody bother me. Decline calls and just chill and watch some TV.
Yeah, I need to do that because I feel like I'm just on my phone a lot or just distracted in my head or just sitting around and not watching anything.
I feel you on that. I get the same way too at times. It'd be tough.
Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, plenty. Actually, yeah. So I wanted to know, like, one, how did you? We talked a little bit about it earlier off mic, but like, really, what made you want to like start doing weekly playlists and updating that like with hip hop, pop, R&B? Like, what inspired you to start doing that?
For the playlist especially, which is actually why I like even started this page, because I was like, I just want to make the playlist and like get people to like follow it. That I think probably around 2018, it was like I started getting into music again around 2018 when I was about to graduate from college. Because before that, I was really into music in, high school, and then, did the college thing, was a little distracted.
The college thing.
So yeah, I started getting into music again, and I was making my own playlists. They were just like monthly playlists. I would just name it like August or something, and like add all of the music I was listening to or any new music that I discovered, and I would just listen to that until like I exhausted it. And I was doing that by month, and then in 2020 is when I finally decided to make like the playlist. And I think I started doing it by month and like just sharing it with people. And then I was like, no, I'm just gonna make one playlist and like recycle out music, add new music. And yeah, that's kind of how it started. I'm always just trying to find like new artists, because like there's just so much talent out there. And even like not even sometimes you can make great music and not be talented.
You can.
So yeah, I appreciate it because I'm not musically talented at all, and yeah, I just like to hear new things, hear all the talent out there,
and being curious.
Yeah,
and we need more curious people.
Yeah, and it makes me more like appreciative of it because I can't make anything that beautiful or great.
Honestly, making a song is not as tough as some people think it is. Like, you can make a song, like you can get in the studio and make a song like 2 hours. Promise you could.
Probably wouldn't sound good.
The right person in the room with you, I promise it could sound solid. Like, I promise, the right engineer can get you right.
Okay, maybe one day.
Give it a shot. Just have some fun. Like, go to the studio, book like a 2-hour session.
Oh my God.
Just want to just have some fun. Like, do like a 2-minute song. I promise you. You'll be like, what? That's what this is? Like, it's crazy. I promise. What are some of the things like you found when it's coming to building this community? Because like, I see your page is growing, and so what is that like for you? Like, how are you going about doing that?
Honestly, I've just been making a lot of connections. Like I'll literally like, I'll add somebody's song to my playlist, share it or whatever, and then they'll see that, or I'll tag them and then make a connection from there. Like, they'll say like, thank you, thank you so much. I'm like, no, it's no big deal. And then from there, I've had people, just send me, their music, send, unreleased songs, just ask like my opinion. I'm not usually like, I'm not very opinionated with music. I'm like, either like sounds good or, but I appreciate it. Everybody's been like just very nice and welcoming actually, which even the interviews, it was suggested by somebody, I think originally like a year ago. And I was like, I never even thought about doing this before. And everybody's just been very receptive of it. And, it's pretty much, just the connections I've made and all of that keeps me going.
That's really cool. I love to hear that. Like, it's not often we get to ask the person who curates the content or curates a playlist and say, I want to know what's going through your mind when you're doing this. So this is cool. I guess my next question would be, what are some next steps that you would like to do for Disgraced Weekly?
I'm going to start doing more interviews. I don't know if I mentioned here before we recorded that, when I started doing them, I was having like anxiety and stuff, but now I'm on anxiety meds. So I'm like, pushing myself out there more. So I definitely want to do more interviews and like, I'm going to be traveling around more, just in general. I don't have an apartment right now, so I'm just kind of jumping around.
You get to chill.
Yeah. So, maybe I definitely want to find more artists in other states. Like I know a lot now here, and I know like some like little groups in different, cities and states, but I definitely want to discover more artists and just continue to make more connections. Eventually I want to do, I want to do a day and just have people like come in and do like the Genius type, lyric thing.
That would be
and
sick.
have, like one person do like, pick one song to do and go through it. And then, they leave another person and just like, record that. So that's in the plans, eventually.
That would be really sick. It would also be kind of cool. It's just a suggestion. Like, it would actually be cool if there was like a Disgraced Weekly like week, like for like the artists. Like you like basically like, I don't know, you could pick a park or something and have a new artist like in that park and just kind of have like a little vibe, like 10, 20 people just watch that artist perform, and it's like your own curated like live playlist in a sense.
That'd be really cool. I do want to get into like learning how to like put on shows and that kind of stuff eventually. I'm just like, I want to put something together and then nobody come or you know.
Like I said, honestly, it's like the cool thing about the Raleigh Durham space is if you put it out there, some people will show up just out of curiosity. They don't even have to know who you are. And so like doing something like publicly in a little park or something, just choosing it, or the right park or two, know somebody who can bring a speaker and you got a microphone, and just have that artist that you chose for Monday. It could be for Monday, and have that person do like a 10, 15 minute set, 20-minute set, and it's just intimate. And then from there it just grows. Like that's how the next thing you know is a venue's gonna be like, we've heard about you. Yeah, we know what you do. You be having people like in the park just watching all these artists. Like, who are you? And then it just starts from there. Like, so could be kind of cool. Something different too. A great way to bring a show. Like, it's kind of like what So Far Sounds does. Like, they curate a little space. They pick the artist, the talent. They pick that one talent. They just put everybody in a room, and you enjoy that talent. And everybody goes home after that.
That's definitely something I want to start looking to do. Definitely, I want to grow a lot more next year and just keep doing more stuff.
The way I see it, like, I mean, you definitely are. And like the community, like you're actually building that community, and people are like you said, being receptive, and that's where it starts. So you're already doing it. I wouldn't be surprised by next year if you're doing a show. Like, I won't be surprised. But yeah, I knew it. Like, it's
you better be there.
I'll be there. Okay. There. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be chilling. Like, I like to come and support like the local shows happening, because like we need that. The space needs that. Like the artists, you show up for other artists. Like the last local show I got a chance to go to was 3 a.m. Sounds Sound Fest, where it was all girls lineup. That was one of the coolest shows like I've been to locally. That was like, I was like, yo, the women are killing it. I was like, the women are killing it. And I was like, I loved it. Like I love the charisma. I love the energy. I love the confidence. Every act was dope, and they held it down on stage. And I was like, this is cool to see on the local scene. So I like to catch them when I can catch them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's been a lot of just shows here recently, and a lot of really good music. Definitely when I come back, I'll probably definitely be back here around December for a while, because I'm just gonna jump around. I'm gonna go to like Ohio, Florida, and then I don't know where else.
Shoot.
Yeah. But when I come back, I'm planning on going to like more shows and, you know, attending more. And because every time I go, I find a new artist that I like. So I love
it's
that.
out there.
Yeah,
it's out there, and that's the beauty of this scene. It's like you're gonna find something that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Like it never fails on any lineup. So yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you want people to know that we haven't talked about?
Not right now. Like I said, I mean, if anybody's in New York City, August 13th, come on out to Queens. We'll be in Queens, New York. I'll be in Greensboro, North Carolina, August 27th. So if you want to come out there in Greensboro, North Carolina, I'll be at the Carolina Theater. Follow me on Instagram at ElijahRosario.music. That's about it for me, though.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for, you know, allowing me to interview you. This was a great talk. It's almost been an hour now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
we just been chilling. We just been vibing.
So yeah, I had a great time.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think how to end these. I'm so bad at ending these, you know. Listen to his music, go to his show, you know, like, subscribe. Yeah.
I think that's a great way to end it.
Yeah.
Honestly. That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're done now.